I'm happy to say that I saw Rise of Skywalker on opening night with 3 other comedians that I'm friends with, including Roberto Garcia, who wasn't sure what he had seen of the more recent movies, but he had seen the originals and had a vague familiarity. Drew Beekler, who grew up seeing the movies and has a lot of knowledge of the movies, and Brett Klein, who's seen the prequels that nobody liked 30 times minimum to start with. Now, I love sci-fi, but I'm somebody who would much prefer to boldly go absolutely anywhere than go to war ever. And I think we all liked it, so I have down what they said. Roberto felt that the movie was a bit corny and predictable, but he felt that it was entertaining even for those who aren't big Star Wars fans, but he felt that those who were would be very pleased. But from what I understand, a lot of the people who really love Star Wars did not love this movie, which I think they're being a bit harsh because it's hard to end anything. And the Twilight Zone is still going, even though it was best and only really good in the 60s. Drew said he loved seeing C-3PO in a jacket, and he loved the zombie clone Palpatine and found him very, very creepy. I'm really easily to fear. I did not find zombie clone Palpatine creepy. I found him kind of funny. And I thought that it was like a little funny that he actually kind of looks the same as he did in the 80s, which says instead of getting injections, just look really ugly really fast, and then no one will care if you're aging. And when I asked Brett what he saw, he said he needed to see it a minimum of 5 more times to answer that question thoroughly. But he did go on to say that he enjoyed it, and although he didn't really think that there needed to be anything to follow up on Return of the Jedi, he felt that Rise of Skywalker was a really good way to end the series once we were already in. Now, I really had a good time. I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it was perfect. I felt that Finn and Bo's characters were even less developed than C-3PO, which is fair to say because Anthony Daniels, the actor who played C-3PO, is the only actor who's been in all of the movies. And some of this stuff confused me because I haven't seen everything. I've seen some of it. I didn't understand the whole Spice Runner thing. I thought Spice was a Dune thing. Everyone knows Dune is never worth the spice that it costs to keep remaking it. Now, Rey is probably the most badass Disney princess there has ever been. She's so badass that they insinuate that her force is stronger than Bo's in that kind of way. But they didn't need to. She's clearly competent at absolutely everything she does, and she's a healer. One of my favorite parts, I really love animals, so I loved when instead of killing the big snake creepy thing, she heals it. Now, anytime there's a big scary monster on the screen, no matter how fake it is, I'm always upset because I know they're gonna kill it, and all it's doing is being the big scary monster that it was meant to be. I also was already a fan of Kylo Ren. He's somewhere between a complicated villain and someone who would have been an anti-hero if things had gone different, which is the explanation of every comedian I know. He's a little bit like this horrible psychopath as well as someone who just loves a girl a little bit too much, which shows in the fact that he instantly becomes nice when she says that she's basically always loved him. And although I was not surprised that he gave her his life energy, I was a little bit disappointed because I love seeing their relationship, and I have no faith that the series will end. Series don't end anymore. Roseanne isn't over even though Roseanne's not on it anymore. There will be something else, I'm sure. And more than anything, it's the Carrie Fisher thing. So she's gone. It's very sad. She's somebody who I've loved as long as I can remember loving people who I don't know, but they kill her and then she's a ghost. So this is something that Disney and Star Wars consistently does, is have people able to communicate with their dead relatives that they really want to. And this is the part of a fairy tale that's a little frustrating because I would really love to be able to do that instead of having people telling me that my lights flickering are a sign when that's just a sign that I live in a pre-war. I didn't like that Kylo Ren got to speak with Han Solo as though they were just sitting in a bar chatting. If sitting in a bar chatting enabled us to talk to our dead parents, I would talk to my mom every single day. I really liked it. I say go see it if you haven't seen it and you've watched the whole thing. And if you go, please say hi to Brett there for me, because I'm sure he'll be there another 30 times. And live long and prosper.